Hi everyone, Matt here, and today we're continuing on with HiveSwap FriendSim. When we last left off, we started volume 16, I believe. Right, 16. And we did Fozzer's route. And we are now going Marvis's route. Marvis is that how you say? You find yourself ambling down the road without any particular destination in mind. It seems you don't have to do much active searching to land yourself in varying combinations of adventure and or disaster. Where will the vicissitudes of fate next lead you? Who knows? You walk for a while like that. You've just about lost all hope of running into a wacky contrivance when your palm husk lights up with the delightful and or foreboding sound of friendship. Someone is calling you. You're less excited to see that the person who happens to be calling you is Zebra. It's not that you dislike Zebra precisely, it's just that you might struggle to rank him above literally any other troll you've met, including the yellow guy who loves genocide. But you're not one to leave a friend hanging. You dutifully answer the call. Ah, my good friend, you picked up. Awfully quickly, I might add. Yeah, you just love friendship. You ask Zebra why he's calling. Do I need a reason to call? Is the thrill of dialectical riposte not cause enough to make social contact with one of my dearest adversaries / friend, or maybe more, depending on whatever you feel comfortable with and interested in any given point in time? You have no idea how to even respond to that. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I stand to incur material gain from your association. I need you to stay right where you are. Well, what are you going to do? Hang up? Stand right where you are and stay on the line. You ask what Zebra is up to, but he won't say. Tells you he needs to concentrate. Eventually, you notice a strange shape resolving in the distance down the road, drawing nearer, slowly but steadily. After a while longer of waiting, the figure in the distance grows close enough for you to tell that it's Zebra. Oh, that's you say. It looks like he's riding on some kind of incredibly cursed hover Segway. Yeah, I'm coming, sweetie. You would say it takes maybe 15 minutes or so for him to make it the entire way over on his hover scoot. There you are. Impressed by my new ride? Oh yeah, you say. You're very impressed. I knew you would be. Brought it out because tonight is a very special night. Or it will be, if you'd be so kind as to make me the happiest troll in Alternia. Is he, proposing to you? What? Never mind, you ask him what he's vague blogging about. What indeed? The real question of what are you doing this evening? Well, it's not like you've ever had any plans to do anything besides stupidly bumble into one ludicrous boondoggle after another. Seems like whatever he's alluding to inviting you to probably fits the bill for being included in your long itinerary of unspecified dumbass bullshit you were bound to get embroiled in anyway. Fantastic. Well, it just so happens that I managed to get my hands on 2 tickets to Clown Fest X Rex. And I thought who better to take along than my dearest alien associate of unspecified nature. You have no idea what Clown Fest XX Rex is, but it's not off to a good start with the name. Oh, I should have known you wouldn't be familiar with it. It's a little sophisticated for an off-world reprobate base such as yourself. It's a music festival centered around purple blood performers. Now, normally I wouldn't trifle with high blood entertainment, disgustingly oppressive as it is, But when you think about it, aren't clowns the most privileged class of them all? Don't ask him to explain what he means by that, because everyone would be really angry reading it. Agree to toss your meaty or moral body into a clown pit to get moshed to death or whatever. I knew you'd be there for me. Alright, let's go. Zebra invites you to hop onto the back of his scooter so you can head out to Clownfest. You say you're not sure this is the most effective avenue of locomotion. Zebra tells you it's all the rage and not to be a little bitch about it. So let me tell you a little about my plans for tonight. Feels like the scooter is going even slower than it was when he arrived. Now that I'm struggling under the weight of two people. You see, my favorite rhythm juggler of the planet is going to be there tonight. His name is Marvis Exolato. You might have heard of him. He's pretty famous. You say you've never heard of him because you're an alien. Oh, right. Well, he's only the best in all of Alternia. He came up a few sweeps back when he won first place on Slam or Get Cold. Oh, please tell me you at least know about Slam or Get Cold. You do not know about Slam or Get Cold. Well, it's by a Sweeply reality program where aspiring slam poets compete to prove who has what it takes. It's really cutthroat stuff. I mean, there are at least 5 decapitations a season. The competition is about skill, no matter the blood color of who is competing. The troll who wins is the troll who has the nastiest flow and the dopest bars. Everyone has an equal shot. I mean, sure, a High Blood has won every season to date, but it's basic biology that clowns are better at rhyming than everyone else. Even if High Bloods were Low Bloods, that would still be true. That's equality. Yeah, makes sense. You think this is really progressive stuff he's saying. Where could he be? Where could he have possibly gotten so educated and smart? Oh, you flatter me. Anyway, as you know, I am deeply connected in the music industry. But because of the oppressive hemospectrum systems, I'm afraid I'm only truly afforded downward mobility. The Clownsphere is a really insular, close-knit community. But with the right hustle, I'm going to break that glass ceiling. Marvis is the perfect troll to bring me into that fold. Say, this guy sounds pretty brutal. Are you sure you want to actually meet this clown? What, Marvis? Ha! I mean, sure. He does what he needs to survive in a rigidly sophisticated power system that could never be truly dismantled by the actions of a single individual. But that doesn't mean that he supports it. Contrary to what you might think, Marvis is a spectacularly subversive figure in the industry. If you listen to his music, really listen, you'll hear some borderline revolutionary stuff. I think he'd tear it all down if he could. I might have mentioned, but being a clown is kind of woke. That's why I've always wanted to probe that think pan of his, really get to the bottom of his radical praxis, and help spread his message of social reform to the masses. And you're going to help me do it. After 4 hours of scooting and one excruciatingly detailed unbroken account of the events of the past 3 seasons of Slam or Get Cold, you arrive at Clownfest XX Rex. Clownfest feels more like a circus than your idea of a music festival. In the distance is a wide open field dotted with disorganized masses of people, all gathered before a nightmare stage you presume to be the site of the evening's main event. The entrance to the festival grounds opens up into something of a parking lot, filled with whimsical tents and people selling various snacks and refreshments. See a clown juggling what looks like at least 7 hot dogs. Absolutely ghoulish. You're glad Damien isn't here to see this. Zebra brings you up to the gates, flashes your tickets, and gets you wristbanded and admitted to the festival grounds. Seems like there's still some time before the performance is slated to start. There are some spectators already gathered in the field, but those of more privileged blood caste are lined up around the tents in the lot to buy food and merchandise. While you walk around the festival grounds, you ask Zebra what exactly he has planned. What could you possibly do to get him in good with the clowns? Zebra takes it as an invitation to whisper cosplayfully into your ear. His breath is hot and heavy against your hearing canal. Here's the plan, my sweet little rust drop. You get in, wait for the show to start, and then when Marvis comes onto the stage, really gets into his act, you're going to jump the barricade and rush the stage. Or at least, you're going to try. Of course, I'm going to stop you. I'll tag you before you make it to the stage, and I'll call you right in front of Marvis and everybody. Oh, calm down. I'm trying to tear down the stereotypes that low bloods are all simple-minded dullards, and you aren't doing your people any favors by reinforcing the cause for prejudice. Obviously, I'm not going to really kill you. You'll simply pretend to play dead after I've heroically foiled your black designs on Marvis. My actions will firmly place me within Marvis's ashen quadrant, so he'll have no choice but to recognize me. And then the clowns will see what a hero I am and praise me and bring me backstage to reward me. It's really a flawless plan, my dear. If you just do what you're told, nothing will go wrong. Before you can proffer a critique of this caper, a jovial clamor of chattering and revelry surrounding you is pierced by a rising chorus of blood-curdling shrieks. You whip around to ascertain the source of the dreadful sound, but it becomes quickly apparent that those were not screams of pain at all. You know what's up when Zebra joins in with the ear-splitting squeals. That's him! It's the main man of the hour himself. An expensively dressed juggalo is making his way through the crowd, flanked by a robust team of hulking indigo bloods. Every aspect of him telegraphs unimaginable celebrity, purposefully disheveled, yet fashionable fit of his clothes, the swagger of his step, the tan man camera crew trailing behind him. He walks with a measured poise despite the chaos rising around him. Dozens and dozens of young trolls are flinging themselves out his entourage without any apparent concern for their safety. The bodyguards are roundhouse kicking the eager teens into the ground left and right like a bloody blender of adolescent aliens. It's pure carnage. He really knows how to draw a crowd, doesn't he? A minute ago, it was tough to truly gasp with the hype. After seeing him in person, you don't know what it is, but this swaggy clown has an undeniable gravitas that commands the attention of everyone around him. It's impossible to look anywhere else. Even the Alternian moonlight seems to endeavor to glint off his golden attributes twice as bright. But he's gone just as quickly as he arrived, up to the festival stage to set up his act. He leaves a bloody void in his wake. Zebra is bouncing on the balls of his feet following the encounter. Clearly can't wait to get up into the pit, and to be honest, neither can you. What is it about a good clown that's so utterly irresistible? Zebra takes you up to the field spread out before the stage. There are thousands and thousands of trolls already standing around, ready for the show to start. From the looks of the crowds in the back, breaking down their tents, there must have been rustbloods camping out here for days to secure their spots. But even those hard-won locations are much further to the back than where Zebra is leading you. There aren't many high bloods here by comparison, so Zebra is able to walk Zebra is able to take you to walk right in, muscle past all the Crulians, and grab a spot by the barricade within maybe 5 minutes to spare before the show starts. There are some roadies up on stage, now dashing around to finalize all the equipment arrangements. Oh shoot. Did you remember to bring your concert diaper? Excuse you? Zebra turns to you with wide eyes, roughly close together now, boxed in by the swell of trolls pushing your bodies closer and closer to the stage. You know, your concert diaper. You don't actually know. You don't have a single clue about your concert diaper. Ask him if he's wearing his concert diaper. That's the front of his pants, which you notice are looking a bit plumper than usual. Of course. You can't just come to one of these things without your concert diaper. Things in the pit can get pretty intense, bro. And you can't leave to use the load gaper after it starts. Man, you're really going to regret not bringing your concert diaper. So is everyone around us. Yeah. Before you can even attempt to formulate a response to that, the crowd breaks into thunderous cheering. Your heart skips a beat as you look up, but of course, the clown who's clambering up to the center stage isn't him. Marvis is clearly too hot to blow on the first act. All the same, people are real fired up over this raggedy juggalo. He seems like a serviceable clown, you suppose. He's got enough gold chains and reasonable swaggy. And is reasonably swaggy. He gets bumping, drops a few bars. It's fine, you guys, but he's not your clown. You know, the moment you laid eyes on Marvis, that he was the only clown your heart would ever be able to see again. Zebra leans into your ear and has to yell to be heard over the sounds of the music and the crowd. I've never much liked Slamsy's work, to be honest. Sure, the beats are produced well, but he has a very insipid sense of lyricism. God damn it. Chris claim this. This isn't defishable military might that. We get it, you want to harpoon the heiress. Who doesn't, honestly? We don't need to hear about it all day. It's all 15 minutes of mildly provocative slams later, and old Slamsy is slinking off backstage. As soon as he's gone, new Jester takes the force. If you want to get into the music, it proves difficult. Every new act they bring onto the stage is immediately followed by a hollering earful of Zebra's scathing critiques. I wonder why he's so fixated on getting in good with this gaggle of urban farshers, if he thinks so little of their technical and artistic merits to begin with. You stand leaned sweatily against the barricade. You're starting to wonder if it's all worth it. Could the sight of a single rapping man really outweigh all the physical and psychic agony of waiting and standing and stewing in the heat of the pit? Will you have just endured nearly 3,000 words of hanging out with Zebra for something that will ultimately let you down? As the penultimate clown trundles off the stage, the taste of the air changes. The lights of the stage go dark. The booming sound system goes quiet. A tremendous hush falls over the crowd. You feel your heart stop in that silence. You know down to your bones that this is the moment you've been waiting for. From Sea Dweller to Rustblood, nobody moves. The sound of his light footsteps against the darkened stage could only be audible to someone as close as you. The anticipation swallows you whole. When the lights snap back on and illuminate his astounding figure center stage, you feel it. Though yet of modest stature, the lanky juggalo has the presence of a man 1,000,000 feet tall. He radiates power, the likes of which you've never felt before. You feel him inside of you intimately, religiously, indelibly. Yes, this is it. This is your clown. He opens his mouth to utter what feels like the most important words you've ever heard in your life. Hey, all hell breaks loose. Everyone is screaming around you. You grip tight on the barricade as you stare up at him, glowing, sonic, arms outstretched to drink in the zealous fervor of the crowd, all incited by a single, incredible, powerful word. Hey, God, you'll never forget it. What up, guys? Well, you jugs ready to cook? Can't help it. Start screaming. You're so fucking ready. Well, these buddies be baking beans. Jeez. Any of y'all get your concert diapers because it's rank out there. You feel racked by shame. How could you forget your concert diaper? You'll never be so foolish again. But it's I'm freshen things up, you hear me? Fever takes hold of your hand and squeezes it tight. You appreciate the gesture. God, he's so fucking beautiful. You understand. You feel deeply, utterly devastated to know how far out of your grasp he is. Why would a man like that ever even look at you? There's no way someone so tremendous, so magnificent, so extravagant would waste his time offering his friendship to someone as insignificant as you. But as desolating as that may feel, you aren't ready to put him out of your life just yet. Maybe there are other ways you can be close to him. Listen to his music. Follow him wherever he goes. Dedicate your life to him. You want to know everything about him that you can. Maybe in this way you can honor him, befriend him in your own heart, if not his. Is a love one-sided any less beautiful? The music at last starts to blast through the speakers. You ascend. Pain in your legs and your back disappear. Feel nothing but streaming euphoria. You thank the forces of stupidity for guiding you to the glorious empathy for this beatific singularity. The show's nothing to scoff at either. You, a highly discerning individual known to frequently make posts online regarding the quality of rap and whether or not those who purport to possess such ability to do in fact have the requisite bars, are fully blown away by the act. Some really good stuff. He's just really going in hard and hot with those raps. Not that insensitivity is the sole metric of the quality of hip-hop. The fire that Marvis is dropping is a broad contemporary performance that would equally satisfy any aficionado of any relevant subgenre. Not a single thing about him is even slightly racist. You're really starting to get into the zone when Zebra starts to scream in your ear again. You were already going deaf from the concert as it was. I think it's about time to get this show on the road, don't you? Go along with Zebra's cowardly and nefarious plan to scam your beloved clown. Enraptured you may be with Marvis's magnificence. Promise is a promise. Promise is a promise, and you can't let Zebra down. Wait for the right moment to start to fall over the barricade as quickly as you can manage. Clear the barrier and drop down into the gutter between the stage and the clown. You're not sure where to go from there. You glance back. You glance back towards Zebra for guidance, and the crowd has noticed what you're doing. All right, the onlookers are swarming with rage at your insolence. Zebra makes his move. He starts to follow you up over the barricade, but things don't go as planned. Instead of heroically stopping you from making it to Marvis, Zebra is put upon from all sides by grasping claws. They don't recognize what Zebra is trying to do. They think he's just another conspirator trying to join you in your attempt at Marvis's life. You watch it in stunned horror as the two trolls closest to Zebra take hold of each of his arms, stick in their claws, and rip them right off. Dear God! And they don't stop there. You barely have time to process what's happening until another pair of trolls descend, helping to tear ruthlessly into Zebra's body. His screams don't even register over the booming of the sound system. Mountains of indigo blood spray hot into the humid air. Barricade and the ground all around you are drenched in your friend's gore. You're frozen where you stand, in that arid gutter between heaven and hell. This isn't how it was supposed to go, is it? Feel the inevitable press of entropy closing in. Trolls in the audience see you, and they've already had to taste the blood. Your legs are as stiff as rods as the carnage-caked trolls, who made short work of your friend, begin to vault over the barricade themselves. It seems pointless to run. You're stricken by a consuming sense of deja vu. You made a mistake, and the universe is going to clean up your mess. Trolls drop down into the gutter, and with you and advance. You close your eyes and accept your fate. And then you feel yourself being wrenched up onto the stage. Yo, what's up? You can't believe your eyes. Marvis, in all his majesty, has hoisted you up to safety on the grand stage. He's beaming at you with the most beautiful smile you've ever seen in your whole life. The development has certainly given the bloodthirsty crowd a pause, as Marvis turns to them with an unerring grin and shakes his head. Y'all out there trying to kill my buddy? Sometimes I swear my fans are bigger clowns than I am. Well, his adoring legion seems to find that very funny. You're starting to realize you really should have brought your concert diaper after all. Now, it seems like there's been a big misunderstanding. This just be one of my backup dancers. Hey, hit it. 'Cause show him what you got. He's helping you? Yes, that you understand. But you're not about to look a sexy, gorgeous gift clown in the mouth. If Marvis wants you to dance for your life, you'll dance. Start going to town, flossing, shooting, whatever it is kids are doing these days. A real contemporary breakdown. Crowd goes wild. Things are really starting to look up for you, till a deafening crack sound through the air, and the stage equipment starts to collapse. Well, it happens quickly. The bolts of all the stage scaffolding burst out of their settings, the lights catch fire, and one of the massive 100-foot screens behind the stage comes loose out of its moorings. You'd have been easily pancaked by the huge screen if not for Marvis expertly clown-stepping you and himself out of the way. Half the crowd isn't so lucky. The big screen shatters when it hits the stage, raining a 100-foot area of trolls with vicious glass. Shoes. Right when things were just getting started. The sound equipment was all obliterated by the sudden collapse. Nobody can hear him but you. For a moment, your hero looks lost. And we gotta bounce, cuz. Marvis grabs you by your sweaty hand and runs. He takes you to safety into the performer's green room, which seems to be intact after the collapse of the stage. Though the power's out, the room is filled with the clowns who'd performed earlier. They all look very confused and harried. Shit. Things gonna be a madass out there for a while, so better to just lay low for a little bit, I bet. You go out there right now and we gonna get mobbed. Usually everybody be dead, and at the end of my concerts, wouldn't make it out there without having to pale with 1,000 teens otherwise. You're a little rattled, to say the least. Marvis takes a good look at you. Look, man. You excuse yourself? Start to cry. You didn't bring your concert diaper. Oh, man, it's alright. Don't cry. Look, you're hardly the first buddy to ever shoot himself at one of my concerts. I'm used to the smell. To be honest, it's comforting. I sniffle and say, really? You wouldn't want to bring even the slightest inconvenience to his wonderful life. Yeah, I'll let it cook. Bring it in, huh, bro, B? Bring it in. Two of you share a nice, malodorous hug. It's hard for you to understand what's going on. Why did Marvis save you anyway? I saw you was hanging out with that blue bro who's always trying to get his snuff shoot up me and me jugs shizholes. And then you try to make a real run for me. You gotta say that's brave. Gotta ask a buddy where they got the bulge rods to try to pull a stunt like that. Respect. Oh, well, it wasn't really much of a stunt. You were just going along with your friend's ludicrous plan to try and scam him into a friendship under false pretenses. But it was a really bad plan, and your friend was killed on the spot immediately, and now you're pretty sure you're cosmically fated to die due to making a non-canonical decision. What do you mean, non-canon? Non-canonical. All it is be non-canon, fan. Again, it even mean to be non-canonical within the contents of an inherently extra-canonical framework. Skeet crap. Kill me. You're not sure, but you definitely have the sense that some of the decisions within the simulation carry greater values of truth and relevance than others, and that the linear progression of events is rigorously enforced by an obligate narrative flow that privileges those actions which most smoothly facilitate the designs of the story's architect. Sure, you can hear that noise that way, but I say you, the architect of your own fate. Sparring at a sermon as marvelous may be Spain, his wise pontifications are interrupted when a clown in the back of the green room knocks over the water cooler. Gets the other clown who was talking to him really pissed. They start duking it out. It starts a chain reaction that pulls all the other high bloods into a whirling blade picture of clown carnage. Man, what the fuck is going on? Like you said, you made a mistake. The essence of the timeline won't rest until it's put things right. You can feel that it's happened before, and it'll happen again. Well, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Go on, troll. Nostradamus, let's skeet scoot. Even as the inability of your demise consumes you, you can't bring yourself to deny him. Follow him out of the green room. Fleeing before the clown fight can pull you in and grind you to bits. Yeah. Out here, you're the one who has to help Marvis. In the open air, it's an unending procession of teens' QuickTime events. Some of them are carrying buckets. You just need to keep punching them out until you finally made it to his rich guy clown limo. The driver is nowhere to be seen, so Marvis gets behind the wheel and you hightail it out of there. Still, you stick your head out the window and look back. There's a nasty storm brewing in the distance. I know someone will be safe. Make sure to secure your seatbelt. After dodging at least 3 fallen trees, a wayward deer looses, and a lightning strike that blasts the hood of the vehicle right off, Marvis brings you to Clown Church. You can't say this is a place you can't say this place was high on your list of venues you wanted to visit again. This thing has a fucking budget. Whatever bullshit power that's coming after you will have no reach here. Just be all ground business. Jesus. Marvis leaves the limo of the lawn of the church and you both hurry out. Just in time because it explodes not 2 seconds after you're out of the door. By instinct, Marvis shields you from the fiery blast with his body. Hurrah! Oh no, Marvis, no, you beautiful soul! You're destroyed by guilt. How could someone so tremendous bring themselves to such harm for someone so meaningless as you? Hot damn, Marvis, you don't look so good. Drag Marvis's burn-scorched body into Clown Church, and you collapse as soon as you're past the threshold. You start weeping. Shiz, fam, I ain't dead, just a little toasty, you ain't gotta cry about it. Goddamn. Oh, okay. Help him up and bolt the door behind you. He was right. You do feel safe here. Nothing is collapsing. Nobody is being stricken with a hysterical urge to start a fight, and there's not even a single fire happening anywhere. The mirthful messiahs be protecting us, buddy. Stay frosty, alright? Help Marvis over to sit down in one of the pews. You settle in next to him and gaze up at the imposing architecture. It's not all so bad. There's a beauty there. A beauty in being a clown, too. You're starting to see. Maybe you're even starting to believe? Turn to look at Marvis, and his face is ashen and slick with sweat. Think that dip in the grill I had hurt a bit more than I thought. Heart drops in your chest. You ask if he's going to be alright. As long as we stay in here, yeah. But can you really stay inside clown church forever? You know down to your bones that even if you do, it doesn't matter. Something about the air. You can't really describe it. Everything just starts to press down. Down, down. Like you and everything around you is thinking placidly into the earth. But the ground is coming up to meet you, too. You start to perspire. Pressure leaves you weak. Slump against Marvis's shoulder. Feel so insubstantial, like the entire concept of your existence is struggling to erase itself. You know this isn't something you can fight. Why are you giving up? What? Are you giving up just like that? You don't know what else you can do. This isn't how things were supposed to go. This isn't how things can be. You can't exist like this. That depends on what it means to exist, fam. Depending on how you look at it, every branch in the timeline be fundamental to the textual structure of the essence of existence itself. Even an incident that falls outside of the strict confines of canonical continuity contributes to a metaconscious that be built by and could be even be said to be at its most essential that level defined primarily by the extra textual exchange of interpretation by those who observe it. Each path a translucent fragment that, by mirroring or distorting or magnifying certain aspects of the ultimate reality, folds itself visibly into the fabric of that reality. Itself immeasurable and intangible, but the space it occupied indelible. The observation of a reality can still inform how reality is to be interpreted, even if that reality doesn't satisfy even a cursory standard of legitimacy. And the act of contravening continuity can in itself provide definition to that every integrity it defiles. Even if what's going down here can't be said to be true, that doesn't mean we are meaningless. Turn up. I don't know about all that, but you tell Marvis you're glad he's here with you. Marvis smiles and puts his arm around your shoulders. Despite all of it, he makes you feel real. You stare into the ever fascinating panes of clown glass as they shift and scintillate in your vision. Things are coming apart at the seams. Subatomic concepts scream from the insides of your ears, and the infinity of pure dimension blossoms between the teeniest threads, holding the essence of your being together. The terminality of paradox space reaches into you from the inside out and takes hold of reality in its inescapable grasp. Continuity inverts and cascades to a cataclysmic fractal. What happens will happen, and what can't must not. and no measure of hubris from man or god or clown can stymie the cosmic position of truth. Close your eyes for just a moment, but when you open them again, there's nothing to see at all. Time paradox. Bug. Well, no fucking way. Are you kidding, you say? There's no way you're going to fall over that barricade and try to make an attempt on Marvis's life. Fake or not. For one thing, that plan is fucking stupid, and you'd immediately die. Second of all, Marvis is a beautiful artist with the soul of a true poet, and you're not going to help anyone attempt to exploit his celebrity for selfish purposes. You conclusively inform Zebra that he'll have to find someone else to help him hoodwink sweet Marvis. What's that? I can't hear you over all the incredibly vicious and beautiful rapping. Tell Zebra that you're not doing it. You just want to listen to the rest of the concert and enjoy yourself. Zebra seems horribly taken aback. What? I thought we were friends. You reassured Zebra that you are friends, but affirming a friendship doesn't necessarily require one to embark upon a ludicrous suicide pact in order to socially hornswoggle a rhythmically gifted Mariandry. You're hardly Thelma and Louise. Get real. You tell Zebra he needs to find someone else to help him cozy up to the clown's inner circle. Zebra harumphs, offended, and decides to go. He starts to push away through the crowd down the length of the barricade. And with that, you're free to turn your gaze back to his mirthful eminence and embrace the new piece that you have found in his artwork. But Marvis only keeps distributing dope, and the crowd only gets rowdier. Before you know it, you find yourself being wrenched into the writhing mass, jostled about and subsumed by the transcendent power of the music. Your pitiful little body becomes nothing but a note in his wicked symphony, raindrop washed away in the rapids. Some time ago, you might have accepted your fate here, and allowed yourself to be trampled by the mob, but you have something to live for now. Even as you feel yourself begin to physically break, those sick beats tether you spiritually to the mortal world. As ruthless bars cut through the heat and the sweat, and the heavy stench of piss and meat, drawing you like a sailor to the siren song. Not even death could wrench you free of his grasp. In spite of the odds, you manage to muscle your way back up to the floor. You exit the mosh pit, a shattered mess, bruised, battered, and broken, hanging on only by the most teeniest threads. Words. Not even death could wrench you free of his... It's literally the same thing. As you look around you, you get a glimpse of your fate. You're surrounded on all sides by trolls who have collapsed and been trampled dead. Faces frozen in a rictus of ecstasy. Given how lightheaded you feel, you aren't long for this world either, but you can carry on a bit further. For him. Wow, he's really something else. That Marvis, you think, as your wasted body slumps against the barricade. That's all you can do to lift your weak head and stare at him, drinking up his boundless audio-visual wonder as your vision starts to blur and your consciousness begins to fade. You jerk back to your senses when you feel something splashing over your face. Oh god. You cast around wildly for the source of the water. To your disbelief, you see that it was Marvis. He's standing at the edge of the stage, gyrating his hips to the choreography as he looks down at you in concern. It's like staring into the groin of Angel. He waits for a break in his verse to cover his mic and mouth to you. Yo, buddy, you right? You can't believe how gracious he is. To see a humble fan such as yourself in pain, and stop to make sure you're okay. Is this real, or have you passed on to heaven after all? Your gaze tracks up from his well-proportioned crotch to the generous view offered by the plunging neckline of his shirt. You're all right now. You've never been more right in your life. Marvis jumps off the stage into the impassable purgatory that separates it from the pit, the gods from the mortals. Makes his way over to you. He stretches out his hands. Hey, babe. Wanna dance? Your broken bones are no obstacle. Instinct propels you over the barricade and into his arms. He catches you like you've both been waiting your entire lives for this moment. You've never felt more warm or safe. He scoops you up with his incredible strength and carries you back onto the stage. Marvis is talking into his mic again, so his words reverberate through the entire field. Look what we got here. Seems like a fucking low blood cut to the front of the line, my friends. Lol. The reminder of the crowd that's still conscious boos viciously. What? What's happening? Oh, you're clearly bleeding red from being stomped in the face several times in the mosh pit. And the murky lights of the stage, it looks awfully burgundy. Someone's been naughty. Yes, you've been naughty, you say into the mic. No remorse. For damn shame. The crowd jeers. Well, we clearly got a criminal on our damn hands. What do you think I should do with him? Any opinions? The response is disjointed, but still functionally unanimous. Amidst the clamor, one word keeps ringing out clearly. Kill, 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 kill. Wow, y'all want me to kill him. Shit, that's brutal. Well, I ain't wanting to let down my fans, you hear me? Justice be fucking done, my merry man. What better way to cap off a wicked night than with a little gutter blood shower, lol. Well, you're hardly qualified to question Marvis's judgment. If what he wants is to publicly execute you in front of the crowd of his adoring fans, I guess that's how it has to be. You surrender completely as Marvis directs the stage hands to help him erect some sort of makeshift crucifix. You don't struggle as he carries you over and ties you up, suspended above the crowd. All the spotlights shine on you, burning hot. The audience's rapturous screams deafen you. All you can see is Marvis, approaching you, ringed in otherworldly light. His back is to the crowd, so you are the only one who can see his face like this. Intense, focused, merciless. A gaze meant only for you. You've never felt more special. He steps up before you, face to face, stare into his eyes, enthralled. Such clear eyes, so potent and beautiful. Your only regret is you can't gaze into them for longer. Marvis takes hold of his cane and in a fluid motion draws out its rapier-sharp hidden blade. Metal glints 1,000 colors in the light of the stage. Almost as awesome as he is. You hope he strikes true. Yours will be a magnificent death. But then, he winks. Fleeting moment of understanding passes between you. Could be that Marvis is the friend you've been searching for after all. Oh, is a fool's flight a fancy to dream so? He draws in close, rearing up as if to strike, and he raises his blade. His jacket lifts up too, exposing his vulnerable clown pit. If you leaned in just now, maybe, just maybe, you could respect yourself. Marvis brings down the blade, sinks deep into the wood beside your neck. This was no accident. A gesture so powerful, surely would not miss. He's sparing your life. You're so humble that your bladder evacuates on the spot. Your urine is as hot on your legs as Marvis's gaze is on your face. You really wish that you'd thought to bring your concert diaper. Marvis gives you a look, then glances pointedly to his cane sword. Take the handmade exaggerated reaction like you've just been stabbed for real. You grab at your neck, spluttering, flailing. Eyeblood's right at the front can tell you haven't really been stabbed. They're a little disappointed, but it's not as clear as to the trolls further back. Somewhere around the mass of teal bloods, the illusion really hits home. They start going fucking bonkers back there. The apeshit wave travels back to the Burgundies, and then ricochets back home to the High Bloods. Crack one eye open as he play dead. This time, it's nothing like the controlled moshing during the performance. This is pure anarchy. A whirlwind of death and brutality. Trolls are at each other's throats, literally, ripping each other apart with fang and claw. All the blood spraying into the air makes the humidity really skyrocket. At some point, when the racket becomes less than melodic, the clowns all come out for a final encore to drown out the sounds of the screaming. They start wrapping up a real storm. After about 45 seconds, a full 2/3 of the crowd are completely dead on the ground. The performance finally ends once every single troll in the crowd has collapsed either from death or exhaustion. Once the audience has worn itself out, do the clowns call it quits. They all start filing backstage, but for Marvis, who stops to take you down from the cross. Your beloved clown cradles you in his arms like the pate, gently patting your blood-splattered face. You hang in there, fam? You tell him yes while continuing to play dead. You don't want to foil his ruse. Okay, gravy. He picks you back up and carries you off the stage. Clowns have a little green room set up in the backstage venue where they're all mixing and relaxing after the show. Nobody seems concerned to see Marvis carrying in a 90% dead alien, particularly rattled after witnessing thousands of trolls savagely cannibalize each other either. Hey, you want a Sandy? A what? A Sando. You're sorry? A grub bread. You say, yeah, sure, you're pretty hungry. Marvis drops you off on a couch and you lounge indulgently as you wait for him to walk to the catering table and pick you something up. He's back quickly. Think you move your arms or nothing, buddy? Nothing? Say not really? You're pretty sure all your bones are basically obliterated. Ah, shit, that's rough. Sorry, man, because that's my fault. Well, okay, say, you don't even question it. You obey him unthinkingly. You nearly choke when he kneels beside you and starts pressing broken off pieces of grub sandwich past your trembling lips. Tears well up at the corners of your eyes. How could someone like you be so lucky to touch and be held by the closest thing on this mortal plane to a god? You're sure there are thousands, millions of trolls out there who would die to get to experience anything like this. It's humbling. What did you do to deserve this? You're so weak from the concert that even moving your jaw is hard. Your star-stricken sobbing it doesn't help either. Whenever a sloppy bit of grub paste filling dribbles down your cheek, Marvis is right there to catch it and shove it back into your eager maw. He makes unyielding eye contact with you as he allows for you to suck the maggoty meal from his fingers. Tell him he's beautiful. A lot of people say that. I don't know about all that, though. I'm just a humble rhyme juggler with a lot of cash and money. The 10 guys filming what I'm doing right now. When you're finishing your sandwich, Marvis kindly wipes all the mess off your face. He's so gracious, you can't believe it. You're so glad that camera crew is here to capture all of this so you can watch it and relive the experience of receiving his kindness again later. You guess you need an answer to the question, why did Marvis decide to save you? Marvis takes a moment to think on it. Well, I guess I saw the guy you was with. And I was like, shit. What a sorry motherfucker. You know that buddy be bad news, fam, lol. What, Zebra? No way, Zebra's your friend. All your friends are cool. Dang, cause that's raw. You okay? You sick? You real friends with that Indigong Dong? You know he blacklisted all the fucking way out in Clown Town. What? Really? Why? He's just a social climber, man. Climber. Yeah. That big blue buddy be a motherfucking parasite. He's blacklisted. By all clowns? He doesn't seem to know that. Well, we ain't about to go tell him, his chatty ass. Gonna go and write a wicked nasty review about my business. So we be looking out for ourselves. Those clowns real close-knit, you know? Take care of each other and all that shiz. Feel me? You know, if you think about it, clowns are really the most disprivileged continent. The words class. You have thought about that. It's making more and more sense recently. You'd love to engage in nuanced discourage with him about clown privilege or the lack thereof. Yeah, cause though we nominally occupy a position of structural power in the institutional hierarchy of the emo spectrum, we'd be subjugated into dampering our powers like no other. Because that the agents of the Empress and her abyssal hierarchy know that the unbeheaded strength of me and my sick nasty buddies would easily unseat sea dwellers as dominant caste. And purple blood be objectively superior to violet in every metric of strength, power, and influence, despite chromatically preceding them. And the only reason we don't rise up and rip the fins off their slimy little faces is an eternity of religious persecution and culturally immutable precedent. What does that say about the validity of the rest of the system? You consider your mind thoroughly blown. Wow, this guy is incredibly woke. Not the least bit racist at all. You're really inspired by how good he is as both an artist and a man. Dan straight. Maybe all the spectrum needs is a little chaos to shake things up. Really makes you fucking think, you hear me? God, you do hear him. It makes so much sense. He makes so much sense. You make so much sense. Together. Harvey smiles at you as you hold his hands. You don't want to let go. You're afraid you'll never see him again if you do. You're not sure you can live like that. Maybe you can't be always by his side, but maybe sometimes, occasionally, all you want is to make a friend. Of course I'll be your buddy. Here, why don't you add me on Chitter? Next time I got the show, maybe I'll hook you up with some wicked tickets. Yeah, fucking PB. Ross Emperors represent. Make sure to check out my link in my bio for merch if you're interested. Promise fills you with so much hope and light and joy. You can't believe it. You did it. You've made the greatest, most ultimate friend of them all. Your shining light, your reason for being. Marvis, your truest buddy you've ever had. True buds. Yay. Well, it's time for this option. Take a whiff. Can't help yourself. You lean right into the clown's swampy armpit and breathe in deep. The scent is like nothing you've ever smelled before. It's like the thick flavor of ambrosia glazed over an ogre's musk. Wet teriyaki sauce sprinkled with a seasoning of pure passion. Powerful, indomitable, beyond intoxicating. You can't get enough. You sniff and then you snuff, sucking as much of the salt hot, salty odor into your nostrils as possible. So delicious. Fresh bouquet of extortion brought about by hard, relentless work, freely flowing as the manifestation of his raw talent. You could spend the rest of your life nestled into this jester's fragrant pit, which might be literally what happens. You hope he allows you the indulgence. Are you so bold you might even take a hearty look? Oh, how it could possibly taste. If the smell alone is so wonderful, would that you could snuckle even a single drop of that sweet jester's hunky tang. Imagine some poor Let's Player having to read every delectable sentence of this odoriferous paragraphs aloud, then get a little hot and bothered. But you aren't quite that brave. And then the rest is history. Alright. Other option. Let's find something else to do that sounds less fucking awful. Well, you can't say that the invitation isn't tempting. Going to a writhing gathering of violent gestures certainly sounds like a recipe for stimulating time, but what if you didn't throw yourself blindly into obvious peril for once in your incredibly painful life? Pass? Oh. You precise heavily. It looks completely destroyed. Despite yourself, you feel a pang of guilt in your chest. I see. I guess that's fine. I'll just have to find someone else to facilitate my brush with greatness. What's that supposed to mean? You don't bother to ask. And you don't give in to his obvious guilting either. Zebra seems to accept his fate. Ugh, whatever. Can't believe I came all the way here on my hover scoot just to be callously rejected like this. I'll guess see you around, hotcakes. Zebra powers back up his little scooter, gearing up to go. When he tries to lean back, the machine will start heaving in reverse. Something is wrong. Scooter just won't move, no matter how many times he slaps at the control panel on the handlebars. You ask if it's broken. What? No, it can't be. It's brand new. And it was just working a minute ago. Maybe I'm in the wrong mode. Zebra hammers the buttons on the control panel for a bit with no luck. Damn, maybe it is the motors. So Zebra tries leaning forward to check it out. That's not the problem at all. In fact, as soon as he pushes his weight against the control stick, the scooter surges forward. It collides with your frail human body, knocking you to the ground, and there's too much momentum in the motion for Zebra to stop there. The jets underneath the scooter rave over your pummeled body, incinerating you and killing you instantly. Dear God. Game over. Well, that is all for this time on HiveSwap FriendSim. If you liked the video, like it. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe. And yeah, have a good day and do what you do best. Goodbye.